Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Rochester. Good morning, Becker. Good morning, Maple Valley, Washington. And welcome and good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Vera's House of Vodka Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark.
Hello.
How are you?
Vera's House of Vodka.
What's going on, my friend?
Oh,
My
nothing.
sister from another mister.
Oh, life's good.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How do you feel about infused vodka?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't want no. I don't want bubblegum flavored. I don't want vanilla flavored. No.
What? Horseradish flavored vodka is literally the best thing ever.
No. Sorry, Charlie.
Oh.
No.
Fine.
My house is haunted.
Oh. Okay. How do you
So
know that?
here's how I know.
Okay.
So the spouse had a work meeting that turned into a dinner that turned into like a late night pizza party that turned into like wrestling or something. So he was gone all night. So I was by myself and I'm sitting watching. It doesn't really matter what I'm watching. I'm in our TV room.
Well, now I'm interested. What were you watching?
You don't want to know. So I'm sitting there with the dogs. I have a French bulldog and I have a boxer. And we're sitting watching TV. And out in the main area, I have one of those Apple HomePods. It's like an Alexa, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there and all of a sudden there's a quiet part of the episode of Dallas I'm watching. See, that's what I was watching. And I'm,
Shock.
I know. And all of a sudden I start hearing, pork belly futures is da-da-da-da, and cattle is da-da-da. And I start hearing like a damn farm report. And I thought, what is going on? Mm-hmm. And I step out into the main area and the Apple HomePod just turned on. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't touch it. I didn't say, hey, Siri. I didn't say anything. I didn't activate her, nothing. So then I go back and I sit down on my couch and all of a sudden, Mr. Big and Dexter start barking. Big jumps off the couch. The little sausage runs out of my TV room. And then right in there in the dining room and does this. He sits down and he looks up and he's just staring. He's staring up. And I'm looking at him like, and I'm not off the couch yet because I'm just watching Big. And I'm like, what is he looking at? And why is he just staring up into the, So then I get up, I'm like, oh, please. And I'm not real religious, but at that point, I'm praying to everybody. I'm praying to Jesus, to the Holy Ghost, everybody. I'm like, please don't let there be anybody in my house. And please, if there's a ghost, let them be friendly. Mm-hmm. So I walk out and there's nobody there, but Big is still looking up. So then I'm like, Biggie! And then he came over. Now, I will tell you, the reason this freaks me out is my radio executive producer and my friend Dawn McLean, who's been on our show, she's a paranormal investigator. She house sat for us during my winter break, and she realized that our bedroom is haunted. And insert your own joke with that one. But I'm not going to say it. Anyway, the place is haunted. She felt spirits in that house. So now I told her this morning that it's her fault. She's like packing them and bringing them in. She's going to these haunted prisons. The spirits are like attaching to her like a backpack, and she's bringing Casper into my house. Oh. So now I need to hire, she's going to have a friend from the paranormal group that's a preacher or a priest or a nun or something going to come and sage up my house.
Okay, one, is your building a new building or is it an old historic building?
Newer, 2002, 2001.
And you still think it's haunted? Did someone die in there?
Well, I mean, newer buildings can be haunted.
It's less exciting.
It doesn't have to be an old building to be haunted. Dawn told me that. But anyway, it freaked me out. And I don't usually get freaked out by stuff like that.
So are you going to go home or are you just going to go straight to, I don't know where?
No, I called the moving company. I'm out of there. I'm not. I had a spirit in my last I had a condo in St. Louis Park.
It's you.
Maybe it is me that the spirit's attached to. Well, I'll have them exorcise me.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you imagine me having an exorcism? I'm already over dramatic, which I'm working on. But can you imagine me being exorcised?
I want to see you crawl down the stairs backwards.
Yeah.
Emily Rose.
Thanks for your support, friend. I'm worried about the demon leaving me, and you're interested in seeing me crab walk down the
Well,
stairs.
can you just make sure Eric sets up a camera and brings some popcorn?
Yeah, no, I know Jeff is already producing the segments.
Yeah.
Forget the evil spirit. He's thinking of content.
An hour of a show every day. That's what you tell me.
Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Well, in an effort to keep the Super Bowl halftime show a secret, enforcements have been called in from New Jersey. Organizers have turned to Bon Jovi for help. Now this is what I mean. While the Super Bowl halftime show participants practice at SoFi Stadium, recordings of Bon Jovi are being blasted outside like this. Yeah. So this prevents those around the stadium from giving away any spoilers, but now residents around SoFi have had enough of Bon Jovi, and now they're having trouble sleeping. The halftime show. Thank you, Leo. Thank you. The halftime show will. When did we get an audio director? Do we have one of those now? The show's going to feature, you guys know this, Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, Mary J, and Eminem. If I lived around there, I like Bon Jovi well enough, this would get a little old.
Well, the sleeping part confuses me only because I'm like, at what hours are they practicing that you are sleeping?
Well, all hours.
It's all hours this is on?
I'm assuming they have multiple acts. And hello. Sunday's the game.
It's true, I suppose, but still.
I can't say Super Bowl again, or I have to give $10 to NBC.
Can you put it in the swear jar?
No. Speaking of the Super Bowl, next in the dish, I'm so excited for this. General Motors released their Super Bowl ad a few days early, and it features Mike Myers in a very familiar role. Look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, our takeover of General Motors is complete.
Dr. Evil, we can now use GM's Ultium platform to power our whole operation.
Now we can reduce tailpipe emissions.
I'm sorry, am I no longer Dr. Evil? I'm Dr. Good now? I didn't get the meme.
Climate change is arguably the #1 threat to the world now.
Dr. Evil, you are now the #2 threat to the world.
I refuse to be number two.
We have to help the planet.
Oh, please, cheer.
For my son.
Your son? I shall name him Baby Me.
No, his name is Kyle.
There's Frau. Oh, I love Frau. Oh, gosh. GM is changing Dr. Evil to Dr. Evil. The ad is promoting GM's push for electric vehicles. They say they'll have 30 different EV models by 2025.
Cool.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I just love that they got the whole gang back together for that.
I'm not kidding. I love this franchise, and I know that type of humor went out of fashion for a while, but it's kind of back, and we need silly humor. I hope this starts the ball rolling for a new Austin Powers.
Oh gosh, wouldn't that be good?
The third movie, Jeff and I were quoting it today, my favorite, is the pit of sharks with the laser beams on his head.
Yes.
You mean I have freaking sharks with freaking laser beams on their freaking heads? I love that. It's my favorite quote from that movie. And Fat B, I can't say the word.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, God.
Get in my belly! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
So good.
I want my baby back, baby. Next in the dish, move over, Ellen. There is a new alleged horrible boss in daytime TV. Me. No. According to BuzzFeed News, it's Dr. Phil. Current and former staffers of the doc described the place as traumatizing and a war zone. A former staffer said they had nightmares and had to go to therapy after leaving the show. Dr. Phil himself was not implicated. Most of the blame was directed at their executive producer, who yells and calls employees names. We're so glad we have Jeff. Staffers say they were also told to encourage guests from taking their meds so they would look more unstable on camera. Others say the set is plagued by racism. Lawyers on behalf of the Dr. Phil show have denied the claims. It's a very multi-layered This is a big cake
It's a triple.
that I can't really break down sufficiently in 1 minute. I think you should look at everything. So, you know, where there's smoke, there is fire. But also, how much did Dr. Phil know? It's always, you know, and when did he know? But how much did he know? Because some of these decisions that are made don't ever get to the host, you know? As far as the treatment of employees by the executive producer, that is something that Phil should know. I mean, he's worked with this executive producer for a while. You know, Oprah dealt with this in '94. She had an executive producer who was not kind, and all of the producers threatened to quit unless she fired her. And then she fired her. All of them. So this isn't the first time that Ellen, but I hope they vet this before anything else, because you want to make sure it's legitimate and not some sour grapes in there. Yeah. Lots more to come, everybody. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. The dish isn't done. Next, the rumors have been around for years, but now they're getting a second look. Did the cast of the Golden Girls really dislike Betty White? TMZ has the story. Then, it's hard to believe it's been 10 years since we lost Whitney Houston. We're paying tribute to The Voice with a look back at some of her greatest moments. And aphrodisiacs and wine. That's really all I need to say. Leslie Miller is here. That and more when we come back.
They all knew the game was on Sunday, except for one guy who is tonight's most valuable pedestrian in a very special solo edition of Live Witness News.
As you've heard the big news, everyone's really excited about the Rams having won the Super Bowl. Did you have a chance to watch the game?
I didn't get a chance, but I did hear the hype around it and the excitement from everyone in the city, so.
What have you heard?
I've heard mixed reviews about a little bit of drama that's been happening because of the result of the game, but other than that, everyone's pretty happy with the result.
And were you excited to see the Rams' first female player, Lucy Van Pelt?
Yeah, anytime women get to step into the spotlight in a male-dominated industry, it's definitely an exciting thing to watch for sure.
Do you think it was unfair how she took that ball from under Charlie right at the last minute?
I mean, if a man had done it, would have been unfair. I feel like there's a lot of double standard that comes down to that. So no, I don't think it was unfair. She's just playing the sport, you know.
Good.
Okay. Do you want me to say it, or are you going to say it?
He says, I weep for humanity.
That's right. I weep for the future. I weep for the future.
All of them.
Just think about that. And that was only half of it. It goes on. On Fridays, we get a extra serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Please give it up for Jacob from TMZ. And just for the record, Jacob knows that the Super Bowl hasn't happened yet. Yes, yes.
I do know that.
You do know
that.
That's right.
Yes, I can confirm.
First up, we are on Billie Eilish apology watch.
Yeah, I mean, this is an insane story. So essentially what happened was Kanye West called out Billie Eilish saying, you need to apologize for a shot that you took at my friend Travis Scott at your concert. And Billie Eilish is responding saying, I never took a shot at him at all. This happened last week during Billie Eilish's concert in Atlanta when a fan was fainting in her crowd. She paused her show and said, hey, are you okay? We need to get this girl an inhaler. And then when the girl was all better, she said, you know, she said something to the effect of, I wait until my crowd is okay to continue performing. This seemed like a subtle shot at Travis Scott's Astroworld, where, as you might recall, there were several people that passed away due to just incredibly tight crowd, people that were trampled to death. So it seemed like it was taking a shot at him. Kanye West responded yesterday to this on Instagram saying, hey, Billie, I know both of us are performing at Coachella this year, and if you don't apologize to Travis Scott for taking the shot at him, I am not performing. And by the way, I'm also bringing out Travis Scott with me at Coachella. So this just seemed to come out of nowhere. And it's really kind of painting Kanye West into a corner because Travis Scott, by all accounts, is not allowed to be at Coachella. He was supposed to be one of the headlining performers. And after this whole Astroworld fiasco was taken out, Billie Eilish responded to this saying, I literally never said anything about Travis Scott. I was just looking out for my fans.
He is insufferable. We have I'm not allowed to say his name or I have to put $1 in a jar, so I'm just going to call him Skippy. He's insufferable. Anyway, next up, former Bachelor Matt James should probably work on his golf swing. Why?
Yeah, he definitely needs to get a couple of extra shots this weekend because the other day he was doing a celebrity golf tournament in Arizona, and you can see the video right here. He took a first swing, which got nothing but grass. And the second swing was even worse because as you can see, he swings and it drills the cameraman right in the thigh, just inches away from the family jewels here. As you can see, Matt walks over, is looking to make sure that this guy's okay.
Whoops.
Fortunately, the camera dude was completely fine. Matt came out and said that he wants to take this guy out to dinner, and the camera guy said that he's gonna wear a cup next year.
Probably a good idea, yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, you guys have some dish, I can't believe I'm reading this, on the Golden Girls. This is a rumor that's been circulating for years. Tell the folks about it.
Well, I think we all know Betty White as being one of the nicest, funniest, most caring celebrities of all time. But it turns out she was not as loved by some of her Golden Girls castmates. This came out in a podcast this week that was one of the guests on it was the casting director of the Golden Girls, Joe Thurm. And he said that he heard with his own ears B. Arthur describe Betty White as the C word, which is crazy. And this was also echoed, he said, by Betty's co-star Rue McClanahan. This is because apparently Estelle Getty, who was another one of the stars on the Golden Girls, she was losing her memory while they were filming the show and would write down some of her lines on her palm to help jog her memory. And in front of a live studio audience, Betty would kind of point fun at this. And while it was unclear how Estelle really felt about this, Rue and B were clearly very upset, and that's why they had such strong language to describe her.
No big surprise. Betty even knew it. She told Joy Behar many years ago that B didn't like her. Jacob, have a good weekend. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. You too.
For more of these stories, go to tmz.com. Now, before people get outraged on the Twitters, because we have a no policy with the K family, and he's included, there's a little asterisk. I didn't say his name, and I'm using that story because I wanted to shame, not shame him, but I wanted to roll my eyes. You're being ridiculous.
That is
It's
ridiculous.
insufferable. Insufferable. Billy doesn't owe you. Who are you? She doesn't owe you an apology. Come on. And you're gonna mind your own business. You talk about people all the time. You start stupid feuds with people.
And by the way,
and Billy didn't do it.
She's right. She's like, I stop and I wait until people are okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? Now the Golden Girls thing again. Betty White, go on YouTube. She was on Joy Behar's old hot headline news show called Joy or something, and she admitted that B did not like her. They did not get along. So I mean, I've said it 40. Just because you work with people, you don't have to like everybody.
Right.
I mean, I like everybody I work with, but
I was gonna say, you like me though, right?
No, I love you.
Capital L.
Capital L, love you.
Yeah. I love you too.
Yeah.
I love you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, we're okay.
Okay.
Now the niceness is getting a little much.
It's a little weird.
A little much.
Feeling a little uncomfortable.
A little much, yeah. Let's go back to being snarky.
Okay.
Next in the dish, the first woman to perform stunts on Jackass joined Jimmy last night to talk about the experience. Look.
Step for womankind. What so much history there. Really, like you're a heroine, a hero, whatever you want to say.
Thank you.
To jump into that world of intense stupidity and danger as well. Did you know everything that was going to happen before you signed up?
Most I did not know.
You didn't know. Did you know that you didn't know, or did they tell you something other than what happened was going to happen?
Well, I definitely didn't know most of what was going to happen. to me, but yeah, you just never know what's going to happen on that set.
Did you feel like you had to do whatever was thrown at you because you are the first woman to be a part of this?
Well, I told myself that I was going to say yes to whatever they asked me to do and that I wasn't going to cry on set.
Okay. Yeah, crying would be great.
There's no crying in Jackass.
And she was a trooper. So that's Rachel Wolfson. She appears in Jackass Forever. And she says if she's asked, she'll do it again. She did a stunt. This is one of the things PETA was upset about. Oh. She did a stunt where a scorpion bit her bottom lip.
Ow.
Yeah, like several times.
Wait, do you think that would make your lip bigger?
That's what this, yeah, it was called scorpion Botox or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Children, don't do that at home, please.
No.
My goodness.
No.
We don't even have scorpions here, I don't think. That's probably why I wouldn't. I don't know if I could live in Arizona.
For the scorpions.
Random thought from Jason. I'm afraid of scorpions being in my shoes. I have a friend that lives there, and they have to check their shoes. They have to shake their shoes to make sure there's not little
I found a mouse
critters.
in my shoe. That was scary too. Mice are creepy. What?
Brad, can I get you anything? Can we take a shot? Eric, take a shot of Engineer Brad. You know, the last time you saw Brad, he was checking his shadow for Groundhog Day. And now he's just relaxing. Go ahead and take a shot here. We're going to see this is a real-life TV engineer right there. Brad, can I get you a refreshing beverage? You get some fish sticks? German potato salad, anything? You're good? Okay.
I love German potato salad.
Could be worse. I could be Dr. Phil. Yeah.
You're going to get an email.
Too early, Jason. Next in the dish, some sad news for Disney fans. A Beauty and the Beast prequel series is a no-go. At least for now. According to Deadline, shooting was set to begin this summer, but they called it off over creative reasons. Apparently, the script and original music didn't go in the right direction, and they were running behind. Pushing production into the fall wasn't an option because of all the talent's availability. Luke Evans and Josh Gad were set to headline and reprise their role from the live-action remake. So the plot would have followed Gaston and LeFou years before Belle's and the Beast's romance. Lord knows I love Disney.
Yeah.
But nobody asked for this.
No.
I don't need LeFou's backstory. Brad, did you care about this? No? No? Okay, I didn't think so.
Like, how did Gaston get so mean? How is LeFou so dumb?
Well, I mean, if they're going to do it, then make it exciting. Like, give it a fun twist. Like, they were lovers at some point or something. You know?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Twisty.
Yeah. Make LeFou la gay. That could be fun. But I don't know why. No one's asking for this.
No.
And I love you, Disney Plus, but you're going to the well a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, friends, it's time to name today's JVIP. Today, it's Kathy Brandt. Hi, Kathy. She loves our stories, my stories. Kathy says no matter where I go, meaning me, Disney or the local VFW, Jason always has a hilarious story to share. It is true. I try to have fun. Kathy gets a Jason Show mug and is entered to win the monthly grand prize that includes coming to the studio to watch the show, a $150 accessories gift card to Becker Furniture World, and a $200 gift card from Wood House Spa. And the good news, Kathy, when you do come in here, you get to sit right where Brad is, right there. Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is a real-life television engineer. You're looking, that's not a fake engineer, that's a real-life engineer. That man keeps the lights on. We gotta take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. I love our crew. Welcome back to the show. Oh, we're going to have fun.
We are.
We are. Just keep thinking that. Welcome back. Our next guest is ready to get you in the mood for some lovin' for Valentine's Day. And if the wine doesn't do it, she's got some foods that are scientifically proven to make you fall in love. or at the very least like. Please welcome back to the show our first guest in a month, the one and only wine diva, Leslie Miller, friends.
All right, are you ready for this?
Yeah, so the theme, you always have a theme, so this is stuff to make us want to make whoopee, right?
Make whoopee,
That's
yes,
right.
absolutely.
That's what they used to say on the Newlywed Game.
They did,
That's
I
right, the
love
FCC
that.
wouldn't shut you down if you said whoopee.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of whoopee, we're going to start with strawberries and pomegranates because these are the goddesses' foods. Really the goddesses of aphrodisiac, which is named after Aphrodite, who she was known for actually planting the first pomegranate tree.
Well,
isn't that interesting? Here we go,
I
Jay.
didn't know that we were going to have Aphrodite fun facts in this segment.
And then Venus, also the goddess of love, she was really known for the color red, and she was known to be the person who ate a lot of strawberries. Okay. So these two foods are very aphrodisiac oriented, and they're supposed to promote love.
You know where I learned that? Pretty Woman.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I learned everything I needed to know.
That's
and is
right.
that true?
The carpet picnic.
No, but the carpet picnic. But Richard Gere says strawberries bring out the taste of the champagne. Is that true?
Are we really taking wine tips from Richard Gere?
Are you really busting on Pretty Woman on our show?
No, I love
Is that true
Pretty
though?
Woman.
But no, is that an old wives' tale?
Yeah, it's kind of false. It's kind of fake news.
Oh my goodness,
know.
You've ruined the illusion that I've had since '90. Anyway,
Okay, let's put the headphones back on,
Yeah.
put her back in the tub.
So am I
She's
supposed to, is this?
Yeah, so this is a fun little bubbly actually from France. This is delicious. It's brand new. I love it. It's around $15.
Mm-hmm.
It's Gamay, a little Cab Franc, but this, I do love a bubble with strawberries and pomegranates.
Yeah.
And I think a rosé is perfect for that.
You hear the music? I put in a little Barry White on for you.
You stand over there.
Don't worry. If there's anybody in the studio you're safe with, it's me.
Okay, let's talk about these avocados.
Yeah, let's.
So avocados are known to, in the aphrodisiac world, known to promote a little happiness in in people like you, in males.
And okay. Oh, got it.
Yeah.
People like me.
Men.
Okay, Leo, enough with the
It's a
Barry
little-
White. I'll call when she starts to get a little frisky, I'll call for the Barry White, okay? So avocados are good for the men's.
Yes, it is. It excites you.
Okay.
Yes, it does. But now, Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay are actually two grapes that go beautiful with avocado. So if you're going to decide to whip up some guacamole or slice a little extra avocado onto your partner's meal for Valentine's Day.
Oof.
Yeah. How do you feel? Woozy?
I was worried you were putting the. Okay, anyway, continue. I didn't know. All kidding aside, though, I did not know that avocados are good for the guys.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
Now, speaking of, more potassium here, which is also really good for guys.
Okay.
Really kind of gets the engine started. Okay.
Got it.
So I like something a little bit sweeter with bananas. I did a little off-dry Riesling to go with bananas. But now we're also talking about figs, which in the history in the world of aphrodisiac foods, people talk about sort of the lusciousness of figs and the sensuality of the smell and the flavor of figs. And I love Zinfandel in figs. So if you're maybe going to do like a chocolate-covered fig for Valentine's Day,
Okay.
Zinfandel is beautiful.
Figs.
Yeah.
All of our silliness aside, I had no idea that. Now, are figs good for everybody, or is it just for the dudes?
Figs are good for everybody.
Okay.
And you're often seen with figs, like a partner maybe feeding them to another person. Figs.
Okay, I gotta tell you, if there's something I'm not gonna feed to my partner, it's gonna be figs.
It's not gonna be figs.
So, because look at that, that's a real unsexy food item.
It's not.
It's shrivelly.
Yeah,
it's a weird brown color.
You're right. Let's move on to the
I
chilies.
was just gonna say, I'm not gonna be. That's not melting my butter, Leslie.
You're right. It's
Okay,
not. It's not.
let's
But they're
continue.
dried figs.
Perfect.
So chilies. Now, what this does is it really raises the blood pressure, right?
Okay.
So it's kind of stimulating your energy. And chilies, if you want to kind of zhuzh up some spice for Valentine's Day, this is it.
Quite literally.
Yeah, literally. Get the engine moving here. So I love Barbera. Barbera and chilies kind of take some of that heat out a little bit, but makes sense with kind of the earthiness of peppers.
Again, for everybody, the pepper love.
Oh yeah,
The pepper.
Spice, peppers.
Spice in general?
Yeah, but really, like in the pepper family, just keep throwing it into your who's ever smoothie in the morning, you want to.
Whoever you're taking to the Red Roof Inn, feed them peppers.
Feed them peppers. Now, there is, feed them a lot.
Come on, honey.
There you go. Put this in your wine. Put that in your wine.
Okay, finally.
Okay, finally, now everybody talks about chocolate this time of year.
Yeah.
But we've done chocolate and wine segments. And
We've done, yes.
And
Let's be clear, in 7 years, we've put wine
done a
with
lot.
everything.
We have. So I always say that chocolate and wine are not the best pairing. They're
You
really,
do say that, yeah.
Yeah. But there is this tiny little secret that white chocolate and Pinot Noir are pretty fabulous. So you actually should try it.
Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah, so try a little white chocolate and Pinot Noir. So chocolate just in general really does increase sexual desire and also arousal in women. So, I mean, these are historical. This
is there
science.
a different chocolate for the gays? I mean, can I get is there another, can I get is there a gay chocolate I can have? This does nothing for me.
It doesn't?
No.
Here, have a pepper. Or a fig. Actually, you need an avocado.
I do. Believe me.
What do you think about that pairing, though, in all honesty?
Oh, I didn't. Hold on a minute.
Oh. So white chocolate, I mean, this is a very strange pairing, not something that you would think of, because you'd think of something maybe a little bit sweeter in the wine side of things. But Pinot Noir and white chocolate, really kind of an outside the box. You have a smirk on your face.
You're real pretty.
I need some wine.
Thanks to Leslie. For more information, go to amusewine.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with some gay chocolate right after this.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. If you need something to watch this weekend, I'm going to help you out again. Yesterday, I reviewed Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye. And today, it's time for another 3-month-old movie review. Yesterday, I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife, set 32 years after the events of Ghostbusters 2. This one has Paul Rudd and some of the originals. Before I give you my review, take a little bit a look at the trailer.
Strawberry, red velvet, blue velvet.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie. Well, besides the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, all the original Ghostbusters are back as well, including our guest from earlier this week or last week, Ernie Hudson. This is directed by Jason Reitman, whose father, Ivan Reitman, did the first one, and Ivan is the producer. Jason also co-wrote it as well. This one has been criticized over the last 3 months for being kind of a victim of too much fan service. And because of that, the plot's a little unoriginal or what. I didn't feel that way at all. I will never understand the argument the argument against what they call fan service. Too many, things that make fans happy. This isn't supposed to be, out of Africa or terms. This isn't. Come on, this isn't Crash. This is a movie called Ghostbusters. This is where you want fan service. We want to see throwbacks to the original. We want to see the original Gargoyles. We want to see the original Ghostbusters and nods to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I don't get the shishi critics that hate fan service. I don't even like that term. Anyway, the movie is, it opens up and you realize, because Harold Ramis has passed away, that Egon, his character, sets in motion some events which affects his estranged daughter and his daughter's kids, who move into Egon's house, which is a farm in the middle of nowhere. And strange events start happening, which eventually brings back the original Ghostbusters at the very end. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it, capital L, but I certainly, capital L, liked it. Make sure you stick around. There are 2 scenes in the credits, one at the very end of the credits and one in the middle. And they're really good, and they feature the original Ghostbusters. If you need something, I rented it for like $5 on Apple TV. If you need something for the kids this weekend, or if you're a kid of the 80s, you will enjoy this.
If you want to watch it with your family, do you have to explain the original Ghostbusters if your kids haven't seen it?
Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. I mean, it's ghosts, it's funny ghosts.
Right.
Kids will love that, yeah. Ghostbusters Afterlife, available on streaming. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. After that wine segment, I just sang that song to Leslie Miller in the break. It's a song I can't hear enough. Whitney Houston singing the classic I Will Always Love You from the movie The Bodyguard. Oh, almost didn't happen. That song almost didn't appear. Anyway, welcome back. It's hard to believe, but today marks 10 years since Whitney Houston died. That's just weird to say, still. A new book is revealing more about her troubled life. It's called Didn't We Almost Have It All? In Defense of Whitney Houston. The book features a foreword by Brandy. Author Garrett Kennedy looks at Whitney's double life as a mega singer and actor and someone who had to hide her sexuality and addiction problems. 10 years ago, Whitney died a day before the Grammy Awards while staying at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. It's one of those stars, and it's helped by my age, because one of my first albums that I ever purchased was her debut. That peach orange color, remember that, Jeff? Slicked back hair, she looked beautiful, and it was Whitney Houston. That was what her debut album was called. And I listened to that until the record was ruined. And I kind of grew up with her. So it really stung that day when you heard that. You couldn't believe it. I remember right before she died having a conversation with friends that I wanted her to be a judge on the X Factor. Mm-hmm. There were rumors that Simon Cowell was trying to get her on X Factor. And I was like, yes! Well, to honor Whitney, I wanted to look back at 3 memorable moments from her career. First, in 1983, her mentor, Clive Davis, introduced Whitney to the world on another daytime show, The Merv Griffin Show, when she sang Home from the musical The Wiz. Look.
Yeah, we got a fun, a world full of love, like yours, like mine, like
So that was her TV debut, right there. You just watched it. Less than 2 years later, in 1985, she released that debut album that I was talking about that made her a star. We were watching that and talking about the confidence you need. You're on national television. Merv Griffin was a big deal. Mm-hmm. You know, he created Wheel of Fortune. But he was also a successful talk show host. To make that debut and to be that young and to go out there and sing like that,
right?
I mean, you're a singer. You know that note isn't easy.
No, the whole song, it's not easy to keep it on level and on point, and she just...
Yeah. Well, when you talk about Whitney Houston moments, you knew I was going to play this. Let's move to 1991. The Persian Gulf War had just started, and Whitney was asked to perform the national anthem at Super Bowl 25 in Tampa. And, well, the rest, as they say, is history. Look. Because that clip is connected to the Super Bowl, we would have to fire photographer Eric and use that money to pay for the rights of the clip. So we voted to keep Eric and just let you listen to it. Her rendition was so popular, it was released as a single and reached the top 20 on the charts. Yeah, imagine that. On the charts.
A Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah. Get this, at first the NFL didn't think her version was appropriate, but relented. Come on, really? You've done worse, NFL. Finally, we moved to 2009, and that's when Whitney Houston sat down with Oprah Winfrey for a two-part interview as part of Oprah's season premiere that year. This was after her much-talked-about Crack is Whack interview with Diane Sawyer on Primetime Live. After that, Whitney didn't do interviews for years. And this was her comeback. This was the beginning of her comeback. She had just released her last album. Oh, it's still hard to say. And she talked to Oprah about her marriage to Bobby Brown.
Was he jealous of you?
He's not going to like this, but yes.
Mm-hmm. And then did you try to overcompensate?
I tried to play down all the time.
Yeah.
I did. I tried to play, I'm Mrs. Brown, everybody.
Yeah.
Don't call me Miss Houston, I'm Mrs. Brown.
And when you think about that right now, when you just even hearing you say that, like the little hairs right here, all my little so-called baby hairs, just because you're Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were dimming your light so that your husband could shine. Whitney also talked about her drug use with Oprah in that interview. The full interview is available to watch online through the Oprah Winfrey Network. Look, we have a lot of great singers right now, and I am biased because it's, again, of my generation. But I don't think I'm off base in saying there's nobody today like her. I mean, you're younger. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. I mean, legend. Like,
yeah,
nobody can touch that.
No, nobody can touch that. I'm not even talking about stardom. I'm talking about the talent, the voice.
Right.
There are a lot of great singers. Mariah Carey, younger Ariana Grande, you know, Dua Lipa, Olivia Rodrigo.
Adele, Christina.
Adele.
I mean, there's so many, but none like that.
But none like her. None like her. And I don't know, what makes me sad is, I don't know in our lifetime if the comet will ever come back around, if we'll ever see a voice like Whitney again, you know? Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the shortest segment and the surprise goodbye right after this. Welcome back to the show, my friends. Kendall, are you ready? It is time for the world's shortest segment. Hello. It's your chance to be featured in the Smithsonian Museum. The Washington, D.C. attraction is asking people to send in photos of their trips to Disney World or Disneyland. They want to capture what it's like to visit the iconic theme parks over the past few decades. Pictures will be selected as part of an upcoming project. God, I wish I've been there. I would send some photos.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird. We'll be right back. Maybe I looked at my phone. Don't know if I have any, though. I want to warn everybody that's going to come into contact with me later today. In that commercial break, I ate all of Leslie Miller's avocados.
Uh-oh.
Kendall joins me again. It's time for the surprise goodbye. Kendall and I are in the dark about what will be in this segment until right now. Today, our producers found a clip of what I wish the Super Bowl really was. Look. Now see, now this I would watch. That's Debbie Reynolds as a human football in the 1953 movie musical I Love Melvin, which is actually my father's name too, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, Jeff didn't know that. Jeff thinks he knows everything about me. My dad's name was Melvin. Huh. Yeah, Melvin Roy.
Was he in that game?
He was, my dad was in that too, yeah. He's one of the cheerleaders. Anyway. Now see, that football was like that. They were tossing people into the air.
Boom, boom,
That'd be fantastic.
Well, technically, they do toss people in the air, but not intentionally, kind of intentionally.
Monday on the show, Kendall and Ted hit the ice for some extreme go-karting. Plus Stephanie Hansen is back. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Bye, everyone.